I think there are a couple of different kinds of answers to that question. I'll go through a couple of them. The first one is like a really practical, short-term one where I would say, just from the process of doing or building and doing these kinds of experiments, building these really, really sensitive instruments to look for dark matter, we discover new useful kinds of technologies. So we make these incredibly precise sensors, and then those sensors find applications in other areas. Software, data analysis, things like that. So these are like the spin-out technologies, and those are really, really valuable. I mean, there's a lot of history in science of physics experiments building new technologies that end up being useful elsewhere. So that's kind of like a short-term answer, but there are some bigger picture ones as well. History shows us that doing this kind of fundamental physics, where we don't know what the answer is, we don't know what the return is going to be in the short term, is just incredibly valuable and often leads to huge advances in terms of technology and progress. So a couple good examples of this, to go way, way back. The discovery of electricity. The early people working on discovering electricity were not doing it because they thought, oh, one day we'll discover a thing called electricity and be able to use it to make computers and machines and light bulbs and stuff. They were just pursuing what at the time was strange and interesting physics. So rocks that were naturally magnetic that interacted with each other in interesting ways, static charge that built up when like certain materials were rubbed together. These were strange phenomena that were not understood, and the study of those eventually led to the development of electricity. Another great example is radio wave technology. So radio waves were first discovered in like the late 1800s. And at the time, there are newspaper articles interviewing the scientist, Heinrich Hertz, who discovered radio waves, effectively saying, I'm paraphrasing, Heinrich Hertz, why did you bother discovering radio waves? What possible use are they? And Heinrich Hertz goes, no use, really. Just kind of thought it was interesting. And now, of course, the entire modern communication network, mobile phones, the internet, etc., is all based on radio wave technology. So incredible, incredible impact on the world from doing fundamental physics, not knowing what was going to come out. It's really important to ask those fundamental questions like, what is dark matter, this huge, big, mysterious thing? We don't know what's going to come out from discovering dark matter in the long term, but we need to ask those questions to discover anything new. Or you could put it slightly more poetically if you wanted to and say, look around at the world around you, at everything we have managed to achieve so far as a species. Computers, modern medicine, space travel, all of art and literature, everything that has ever moved or touched you in your life, and understand that all of that was done when we could understand only 1/6 of the matter in the universe. And just imagine what we might be able to do if we could understand the rest.